Welcome, football fans, to Tim Reynolds Show's 2025 NFL season preview and predictions as I go over each division here and give my predictions for each record and division winner by the end of the season. And we'll also go over key additions for each team and impact players to look out for right here on one of the most electrifying sports entertainment channels on YouTube today. This is Tim Reynolds Show. Now let's go. And guys, we're going to get things kicked off with the NFC South division. And guys, I already covered my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, giving a season preview for them, so go check out that video already in my video section on my YouTube channel. And guys, we'll start out with the Atlanta Falcons. And guys, last year's offensive rankings for the Atlanta Falcons, they ranked 13th in points per game, 10th in rushing offense, and were 5th last year in passing offense. But it was the defense for the Atlanta Falcons that did not live up to the new standard set by new head coach Raheem Morris, who came in as a defensive-minded coach. And we see the defensive ranks last year for the Atlanta Falcons. They were 23rd in points per game, 15th in rushing defense, and 22nd in passing defense. So this defense is definitely going to have to take a step forward if this Atlanta Falcons football team wants to be a legit contender in the NFC South division coming up this season. And we'll go over key additions for the Atlanta Falcons as they were able to draft two premier pass rushers, trading back into the first round in the 2025 NFL draft, as they were able to draft with their first round pick the edge rusher Jalen Walker out of the University of Georgia, and were also able to trade back into the first round to draft James Pierce Jr., the pass rusher out of the University of Tennessee. Now, hopefully these two rookie pass rushers will definitely be able to improve that pass rush for this Atlanta Falcons defense that definitely wasn't a big impact for this defense last year. But they also were able to add a veteran, as they were able to sign pass rusher Leonard Floyd, who also comes in with a lot of experience and should definitely help those rookies get the playbook down and help out this pass rush for the Atlanta Falcons defense. And Leonard Floyd is actually my impact player for the Atlanta Falcons heading into this new season. He's a guy we definitely have to watch out for, because I really do think if they can get their pass rush to be competitive, then the back end of this defense is good enough for them to be competitive on defense. That is the Atlanta Falcons. Also, guys, they have a weak schedule coming up on the road, so this could play in their favor coming up into the 2025 NFL season. Also, look out for the Atlanta Falcons breakout star. I'm going with Kyle Pitts. That's right, guys. I know I may get a lot of flack for this, but I think with new quarterback Michael Penix Jr. hopefully going to tight end Kyle Pitts more often, I really do think that this could be a breakout year for tight end Kyle Pitts. And I mean, heck, you hope it is, because it's a contract year for Kyle Pitts as well. And guys, I'm going to give my floor and ceiling record predictions for the Atlanta Falcons this upcoming season. I think their floor is a record of 8-9, and because I just don't trust this defense, I don't think they got much better, especially in the back end. But when you have already veterans back there, you hopefully think that they can establish what they've already tried to establish in the secondary. But the pass rush here is going to be the key thing to look out for the Atlanta Falcons. But I think their ceiling is also 11-6, because if this offense can get to playing as well as we think they can with all the weapons that they have, especially with running back Bijan Robinson, who everybody is taking first overall in fantasy football drafts, I think he's going to have a breakout year as well. But man, he already balled out so much last year that I think we can expect the same sort of numbers that we've seen Robinson put up last year. I think he'll put up the same this year. It all depends on how new quarterback Michael Penix Jr. is going to play and what essentially will be his rookie season this upcoming year, after only starting a handful of games at the end of the year last year for the Atlanta Falcons. And next we got the Carolina Panthers. And with the way last season ended, the Carolina Panthers come into this season with a little bit more optimism, especially with how young quarterback Bryce Young was able to play near the end of the season after being benched last year. I really do think that the Panthers are on their way up, but this upcoming year could be tough for them, as we see last year's offensive rankings. They ranked 23rd overall in points per game. They ranked 18th in rushing offense, but were near the bottom in passing offense. So they will have to improve that passing game this upcoming year if the Carolina Panthers want to be competitive in the NFC South division. And they did address the passing game in the first round of the NFL draft, as they took wide receiver McMillan out of the University of Arizona, and he comes in as a big weapon for quarterback Bryce Young, who's looking to take another leap forward for this Carolina Panthers franchise to prove that he's the franchise quarterback for the Panthers going forward. But guys, we see the defensive ranks for the Carolina Panthers last season. They ranked 32nd overall in points per game. They also ranked dead last in rushing defense and were 23rd in passing offense. So this rush defense has got to get a lot better, and the defense has got to be able to lock teams down, especially in the red zone, and stop giving up so many points if they want this offense to be able to compete and the Carolina Panthers football team to be able to win football games. And we also see some other key additions for the Carolina Panthers on that defense include defensive tackle Treshaun Wharton from the Kansas City Chiefs, a Super Bowl champion, and also Bobby Brown III should help that improve that rushing defense for the Carolina Panthers heading into this game. But look out for newly acquired running back Rico Dowdle to help out this rushing attack for that offense, which definitely has a lot of weapons in that backfield, including Hubbard. And 2025 schedule has a tough slate of home games for the Carolina Panthers. Well, they'll have to take on the Buffalo Bills, the Los Angeles Rams, the Cowboys, and the Seattle Seahawks all at home, not to mention their division schedule. So guys, going over my record predictions for the Carolina Panthers, I think their floor this year is 5-12. I think they're going to struggle to stop people, especially on defense, and I don't know if this rush defense has actually gotten better. We'll have to see that to really believe it heading into this year. And I think their ceiling is a 9-8 record, which would be a big improvement for them and show that this team is growing and trying to develop and head towards the right direction for this Carolina Panthers franchise to be competitive going forward. So I think, guys, that's my floor and ceiling prediction for the Carolina Panthers. My breakout star for the Carolina Panthers this upcoming year would be quarterback Bryce Young. I really do think that he has to take another step forward, another leap forward, if this Carolina Panthers franchise want to be able to have him and pay him as their franchise quarterback. And I think the impact player to watch out for is J.C. Horn. The defensive back on the back end of that defense has been one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, and he did get paid like one this offseason. So hopefully they'll be able to lean on one of those leaders in the defensive side of the ball. I think that J.C. Horn will be my impact player for the Carolina Panthers heading into this season. And finally, we got the New Orleans Saints, who went through a lot of changes this offseason, including hiring former Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore to be the 19th head coach in franchise history. He comes in helping the Philadelphia Eagles to a Super Bowl championship last year. So hopefully Kellen Moore will be able to help improve this New Orleans Saints team heading into the 2025 NFL season. As we see, their rankings last year on offense were not very good, as they ranked 24th in points per game. They did rank 14th in rushing offense, but then ranked 23rd in passing offense as well. And they'll have to replace their quarterback Derek Carr, as the veteran retired this offseason. And now we have a quarterback battle there in New Orleans for the upcoming season. And guys, on defense, we see the defensive rankings for the New Orleans Saints last year. They were 19th in points per game, 31st in rushing defense, near dead last, and were also 27th in passing defense. So this defense has got to get a lot better, and hopefully they can stay healthy as well if they want to improve this upcoming season in a very tough, competitive NFC South division. And guys, my key additions for the New Orleans Saints, we start with their new head coach, Kellen Moore. I think he's going to have a big impact on this team heading into his rookie season as a head coach. But guys, there's going to be growing pains with Kellen Moore, I do believe, because this roster, I don't think, is set up to be a playoff team in this tough division. As we see, key additions include wide receiver Brandon Cooks, who now comes for his second tenure as a New Orleans Saint. They also were able to bring in safety Justin Reed, the Super Bowl champion safety from the Kansas City Chiefs, and this is a big addition for them, especially after safety Tyrann Mathieu retired this offseason. So Justin Reed should fill that spot in the back end of the defense for the secondary of the New Orleans Saints. Also, some key additions, including their first round pick. They drafted offensive lineman Kelvin Banks Jr. from the University of Texas, so he should definitely help out that offensive line that did not play very well last year, protecting the quarterback for this New Orleans Saints offense. The rookie to pay attention to is quarterback Tyler Shuck, who they took in the second round, as he's competing with quarterback Spencer Rattler for that QB1 job for this New Orleans Saints offense heading into this 2025 NFL season. And guys, as far as my breakout star for the New Orleans Saints, I think that's going to be wide receiver Chris Olave, but it also is going to depend on the quarterback play, on whether or not they're going to get very good or even partially good quarterback play from both guys that they're competing with, or to find out who will be QB1. And guys, my impact player for this New Orleans Saints team is going to be be safety Justin Reed, who comes in with that pedigree, not only winning Super Bowl championships with the Kansas City Chiefs, but he's a veteran that I think will have control of that defensive side of the ball, especially in the secondary. So he's my impact player for the New Orleans Saints this upcoming season. Now, my record predictions for the New Orleans Saints, I think their floor this season is 3-14. Like I mentioned, guys, I think there's going to be a lot of growing pains this year for the New Orleans Saints under new head coach Kellen Moore, and we'll see how this offense is able to play, but honestly, I'm not expecting a lot from this offense. I think the defense definitely will take a step forward and improve. They can't get much worse than what they were last season. As long as they're able to stay healthy, I think this will be a competitive defense, but the offense is what I'm worried about for the New Orleans Saints. And guys, my ceiling prediction for their record for this upcoming year, I think 7-10 would be a very good record for the New Orleans Saints under a rookie head coach Kellen Moore, showing some improvement, especially if they can play a lot better on the defensive side of the ball. So that's my ceiling as far as my record prediction for the New Orleans Saints. And guys, as far as my division winner, who I'm predicting wins the NFC South this year, you know I gotta go with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, baby. That's right, champions, guys. They've been the champions of the NFC South over the last few years, and I think that's going to continue this upcoming year, as I'm picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as my prediction winner to win the NFC South this upcoming year. And guys, this has been my season preview for the NFC South division right here on Tim Reynolds Show. Please make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and thank you for hanging out here on Tim Reynolds Show. Don't forget to check out more of my football content throughout the 2025 NFL season. I will be previewing every single division upcoming, so make sure you guys check out those videos, and don't forget to check out my season preview for my Tampa Bay Buccaneers already on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys for all the love and support. Thank you, football fans. Please make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time. Peace out from Tim Reynolds Show. Now let's go.